Cleopatra. When thinking of Cleopatra, most people think of this beautiful queen of Egypt who had affairs with both Julius Caesar and Mark Antony before killing herself with a snakebite after Julius Caesar's adopted son, Octavian, took over Egypt. But she wasn't just a pretty face. After her dad, the king of Egypt, died in 51 BC when she was 17, Cleopatra became co-regent with her brother Ptolemy XIII, who was 10 at the time. Keeping with tradition, the two were married. Pharaohs married their sisters to keep the throne within the family. It all sounds a lot like Game of Thrones, really. But Cleopatra was hungry for power, leading her to be exiled by her brother. But when she was 21, she was able to attract 52-year-old Julius Caesar, and with his help, take back the throne of Egypt where her brother husband was killed in battle. After this, she married her other brother, but around then he mysteriously died. For no surprising reason, it's thought that Cleopatra might have something to do with it. She also had a sister called Arsione. That didn't end well either, as she was executed for being considered a rival to the throne. Talk about a sibling rivalry. In the beginning of 46 BC, Cleopatra lived in Rome as Caesar's mistress with their child, Caesarion. But Caesar didn't hide the affair, despite the two being married to other people. He even put up a statue of her in the Temple of Venus, so she was sort of a big deal to him. But not in the loving way, but more the I respect you as a leader, but also you are the richest woman in the world, and I need money kind of way. Cleopatra was even living in Rome when Caesar was assassinated. After hearing of his death, she and her son fled back to Egypt, around the time Ptolemy XIV died. Mysteriously. But one of Cleopatra's traits may actually be false. Yes, she dressed as the goddess Isis for ceremonial events, but it was common for Egyptian rulers to dress and identify themselves with one of the gods. But she controlled her appearance for so much more. For example, on the coins in Egypt, she made herself come across as more masculine. She is depicted as having a stronger jawline and a larger hooked nose, both of which were traits her father had. She did this to display her power and strength. So, why were so many people enchanted by her? Because of her big old brain. Cleopatra was educated in philosophy, maths, and astrology. She was also described as very charismatic and enjoyed the company of scholars. She brought prosperity to her country not because of her looks, but because she was a good politician and leader. Many reports say it was her charm and intelligence that made her so compelling. See? Not just a pretty face. To add to this, Cleopatra was also a badass naval leader. At the Battle of Actium against Octavian in 31 BC, she led her warships into battle alongside Mark Antony's fleet. Unfortunately, they were outnumbered against Octavian's navy, and Cleopatra and Mark Antony were forced to flee back to Egypt. After she realized herself and Antony couldn't beat Octavian, Cleopatra killed herself to avoid being taken as Octavian's prisoner. Following her death, Octavian became the first emperor of Rome and became known as Augustus. When he was given the chance to name a month after him, he chose August instead of September, the month he was born. He chose August because it was the month he had defeated Cleopatra and wanted to create a yearly reminder. So August is actually a celebration of Cleopatra's death. How wonderfully morbid. That's all, folks. If you like this video or think we missed something, let us know in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe for more content like this, and we'll see you soon.